Let's do this. Fix that. Hello, guys. Alright, it's been a while. It's been some time. The thing is, Facebook just makes it harder and harder to get your shit out there. Let's just be honest. And that's what it is. So they kind of limit the range that you have if you're not shelling money out at them. But I'm not here to complain. We got a new set. The other thing is, I did away with my intros. I had to, because what they were doing is they were identifying the songs I would use and then declaring them copyrighted and freezing the video. So if I do an intro like I used to do where there's music playing, Facebook says, no, this is copyrighted shit, and they freeze up the video. They limit the reach of it. So unfortunately, no more cool, awesome intros with music, but that's okay. We don't need it. Here we are, and we're going to talk some Wonder Woman spoilers. Okay, I'm not going to go heavy on the spoilers, but it's going to happen because we're going to talk about it. So, what did I think of Wonder Woman? I think it was the best DC movie so far. Easily the most complete DC movie so far. And you guys know me, I don't hate the DC movies. In fact, I like them mostly. Suicide Squad's bad, and we all have to accept that. I wanted to like it when it came out. We all wanted to like it when it came out. It had things about it that were good. Will Smith was great. Harley was, I don't know, underwhelming, but good, I guess. But Suicide Squad overall was a bad movie, and it felt like listening to Q104 or whatever classic rock station is wherever you live. It was just non-stop fucking classic rock. But I'm not here to complain about Suicide Squad. You played Friday the 13th yet? I know it's not related to Wonder Woman. I did not. We'll get to that. We'll talk about other shit after we go through the review. Because that game looks kind of cool, but I've heard some people saying it's a pain in the ass because you're not always Jason or something. I don't know. Wonder Woman. Excellent, complete superhero story. Really, really good. Godot was excellent. Chris Pine killed it. I mean, that guy, he was amazing. The effects were good. The fighting was good. There wasn't too much CGI. At times they were a little heavy on the slow-mo, but for the most part, it was pretty damn good. And she was a fucking tank. She was perfect. They did not hold back on her just fucking shit up. And, I mean, I can't say enough about it. The thing that I loved, and, it was cool. It's great that the little girls have a movie to go see. There was a lot of little... I went at like 7 o'clock. There were a lot of young, little girls going to see it with their moms and their dads, and they were so excited. It was nice. It's heartwarming. Whatever. We guys, we take it for granted that we've always been the hero in movies. And I'm not a bleeding heart or any of that, but it's nice that they have their movie. What I loved was the World War I shit. And, people have said, and they're probably right, well, it's only in World War I because Cap was in World War II, and DC was like, well, we can't do the same thing, so let's put her in World War... Sure, but they didn't stop there, okay? So once they decided it's going to be in World War I, they fucking got scholarly with it, like legit scholarly, and I loved that because I'm a big World War I guy. I'm into history, I'm into literature. And if you're this serious about history or literature or just human culture in general, you're aware that World War I is like the fucking moment of our species. Not a good moment, but it's the moment. That's like taking the fucking pill in the... Like, that's when everybody just fucking, boom, something went off, a switch flicked. And they nailed it with that. The loss of innocence at World War I. And just the impact that it had on the world, and they killed it with that. They really did. And she was the old world, and she came in and saw, the new world. And I don't mean the new world like America. I mean the new, like the post 1914 human race. And they just killed it. And what I really thought was cool, because World War I is considered that turning point. And in a lot of literature and art, it's like the death of the fairy age, the old age. So they really captured that because she's coming from, this otherworldly place, and she's coming in, and that old way is dying, but at the same time, comic-wise, she's the first metahuman, so suddenly now a new age of fairies, the age of superheroes is beginning. So it was perfect. It was really perfect, and there was not a lot of historical inaccuracy. There were, aside from the big shit, which was plot-related, mustard gas was used before the end of the war, and it wasn't invented by Dr. Poison, but none of that, they captured the important shit, and everything else was okay. I loved there's a part where she eats an ice cream cone, like in the New 52 Justice League, I think it is, where she has her first ice cream cone and she can't believe how good it is, and that was a little shout. Historical inaccuracy, though. Ice cream cones were invented in 1919, which is 1 year after World War I ended. So, sorry to, burst your bubble there, guys. It was invented, at least the story goes, at the 1919 World's Fair. Supposedly, they ran out of bowls. Ice cream was a new product, and the ice cream stand ran out of bowls, and there was a waffle stand nearby, and they started grabbing waffles and putting the ice cream on waffles. If it's true, who fucking knows? But, I stormed out of the theater at that point because, it's inaccurate. But, back to being serious, it was just really, the World War I shit really got me because, I'm obsessed with World War I. And there aren't a lot of World War I movies. This might be the best World War I movie anybody ever made. There are not a lot. And a lot of them are not that good. World War I gets neglected. I don't know why, but it does. I guess because World War II is such a big deal. But it was really good. And, I'm going to get into spoilers now, and you're just going to have to deal with it. So if you saw it, stay with us. If you didn't see it, you can go and come back. Or if you don't care, just stick around. But there was some really cool World War I shit. And there was a scene where, I'm just going to say the bad guys lock some people in a room with the mustard gas, and they're not shy about it. Like, this is the start of, what's going to happen in World War II. Like, this is the Nazis. Like, it was good. It was well done. Let's look at some questions. The waffle cone arrived. Yeah, I mean, that's the story. Who knows? How did Gal do? I liked her bit in BVS, but her nothing. She was great. She really was. And, this is something I've talked about a little bit when people bitch about her. Because people bitched about her, not so much after they saw BVS, but people still bitch. Oh, she's too skinny, she's a Barbie doll, blah, 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 blah. You guys know she was in the Israeli army for 3 years, right? I mean, that's serious. That's like one of the best trained armies in the world, and she was there for 3 years. And yeah, it's a citizen thing. Like, they have all their citizens serve at some point, but they're not going easy on them. And the other thing with her is she's just got that it factor. She's just, she's beautiful. They're all, like, celebrities are beautiful, sure. But she's got more than that. She's just got that gravitas, like that it factor, where she just affects everyone around her. Like, you can just see it. You can see the confidence and the divinity to it. Like, she's very regal. She's like a goddess, and it projects, and it works. And you know what else? She did a damn good job when she had to, and they let her use her actual accent, and everybody else had to, all the other Amazons had to have the same accent as her, to make it make sense, but they did fine with it, and she was the star of the movie, and she fucking nailed it. Was it the best performance anyone's ever seen? No. But that's not saying it was bad at all. It was, she did it. It was good. And when you had to give a shit, you really gave a shit. And she beat fucking ass in that movie. Like I said, she was a fucking tank. She beat ass. It was great. The action shit was great. And I'm gonna say this. DC has better fights than Marvel in the movies. Okay, they do. And the only Marvel fights that really come close, or even are as good or better, are Captain America movies, like Winter Soldier and Civil War. I mean, the fighting in those is phenomenal, but Marvel's way more of fun, exciting adventure, peril, that kind of shit, you know? We got, like Guardians shit. And that's great, and Marvel does that great. But if you want a fucking slugfest, Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman. Okay? And they nail it. And I love that shit. People hate Man of Steel because of the fucking, 45-minute Kryptonian. I love that fucking fight. It's like watching Dragon Ball Z with people. And I loved it when they did it in Matrix, whatever. When the proto Man of Steel, when Neo and fucking Hugo Weaving are fighting in the city, Dragon Ball style. And BVS had just amazing fights. And this one does too. I mean, DC just... And this was the first movie where DC really nailed what they want to be. And I think they did a great job of it. It had humor, and it wasn't depressing, and it had scenes in daylight, believe it or fucking not. But they kept to the concept of a little more serious, a little more heavy, weighty themes, and just fucking all-out fights, and they nailed it. So this was the first, really complete DC movie, and I think they just did a great job, and I'd like to see what they have coming up. I was going to say something else. See, this is the thing with being live. You got to just think on your feet. I forget. Anyway, that's what I thought about that. It was really just a great, fun superhero movie. You should all go see it. The effects are excellent. The acting's really good. The story is great. And that's another important. It's just a simple story. It's a journey story, It's, okay, we have to go here and do this. And that's the best kind of story. It really is. That's the best kind of story, guys, when it's just, we have to go here and do this. And then it's the journey. And there's a lot of character building. And some people say the villains are underdeveloped. You know what? First of all, they're pretty developed. And second, they don't get a lot of time to develop, but the scenes in which they're developed work really well and tell you exactly what they're about. Like Dr. Poison, there's a scene where she's just staring at a fireplace. She's just staring at it. And then, Pine comes up because he's undercover and he talks about the fire and how it's cleansing and it kills everything, blah, 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 blah. And that little scene tells you everything you need to know about her and really gives her a character. So it's okay. And that's the other thing. It's okay for villains to be underdeveloped in a superhero movie. They're not all going to be Iago. Not all Shakespeare's villains are developed. Sometimes a villain is just a plot device. You don't have to have a developed villain. Ares was cool. Ooh, that's a spoiler. But, it is what it is. She picks up a tank at one part. At one point, they're in the trenches, and she's like, fuck that, I'm going over the top. And she goes over the top and draws all this fire, and then the rest of them are able to go over the top too and win that stalemate. And it's just perfect because that illustrates, this is that spark. Here she is. This is the spark that's igniting the next age. The meta-human age, the age of superheroes. It's just really good, guys. It's really good. I didn't expect it to be that good. I thought it'd be fun, a fun little war romp and, some fights and shit. I didn't expect it to have such thematic weight that it did. And it really surprised me. So go see it. Every last one of you. It's worth it. Now going back to... Now we'll just kind of talk some shit until I decide we're done here. Friday the 13th game. So apparently in that, you can be Jason, but you can also be people, and it's randomly selected. So that's all I know about that. Anthony Simmons, I think you left anyway. All right, well then I guess we have no choice but to talk about Dragon Ball. That's right. Oh, by the way, look at my guys. Look at Boo over here. Where is he? There's Boo. No? How does this work? It doesn't... Hi. Yeah, there's Boo, Trunks, wrestlers. All right, so Dragon Ball Super. This is the main event here because it's getting ridiculous. People are complaining that everybody's strong. I have no problem with that. Let's catch all those characters up so we can move forward. We got the tournament coming. And this is a big spoiler. Apparently Frieza's turning babyface this week. So there's that. And he's going to be on their team in the tournament, which I'm just gassed up about. We got 2 female Super Saiyans. One of them is apparently the female canon Broly. Her name's Kale. We haven't seen her turn into Broly yet, but we've seen it in the opening credits. And the other one's Caulifla, who's just really, really cool and really badass. And I'm just gassed up, guys. And we got Gohan back to his ultimate form and leading the team. And it's looking like Gohan might be, the top babyface in this whole fucking thing. So I'm gassed up for that. Attack on Titan Season 2 has been insane. Unfortunately, apparently it's only 12 episodes, and there's some kind of real crisis going on overseas about, paying animators. And the demand is way higher than the supply that they're able to provide with anime. So a lot of these anime shows are either getting really, really delayed, like Attack on Titan, or doing much shorter seasons, like Attack on Titan. The alternative is, Dragon Ball Super, which is done mostly with computer. It's not hand-drawn. And they do a good job of maintaining their look, and Dragon Ball's done a great job to brand that Toriyama style where it doesn't have to be hand-drawn anymore. The characters just need to look like Toriyama designs. But a lot of these other anime shows, they pride themselves on the hand-drawn shit and on that quality of animation, and they're not able to put that out at the rate that they need to. On top of that, people are getting fed up with the low wages, and there's a lot less people going into that field becoming animators. So you would think that anime was booming right now, and it is, demand-wise, but supply-wise, they're in a lot of fucking shit because they can't pay their people what their people deserve, and their people are starting to realize that they deserve a lot more than what they're getting paid. And at the same time, the demand is way higher than their ability to put out the product. I think we're done here. This was good. We had a bigger turnout than we've had in a while. Like I said, Facebook makes it really hard now to get your shit out there. And so when you come to our page, you got to go to the page. I know I'm insane, right? But actually click the icon when you see one of our posts. Go to the page. It only takes a second. Go to notifications. Say notify me when the page goes live. Go to follow. The button that says follow. Click that, and then it's going to say unfollow default. Don't click unfollow. No. Default's in the middle. That's what you're set to. And then there's one called see first. Click see first. And that doesn't mean that we take priority over everything else. It just means every time we post, you're going to see it. It's not going to wait to matriculate it. And you're not going to miss anything. You have to go out of your way to be able to continue being a fan of this page and supporting this page so we can keep growing, because we have big plans to keep growing. But we need you guys to get woke and think around Facebook, because Facebook is making it really hard for amateur users to get their shit out without paying. Facebook wants money. And I'll be honest with you, I'll call it what it is. And I like Facebook as a company, but it's greed. That's all it is. It's greed. They just want more money. So support us, help us, do that little bit of extra work. Go adjust the settings so you see all our shit. And as always, comment, like, talk shit, do whatever you fucking want within reason. And we will continue to provide you with awesome shit. Have a good one. Go see Wonder Woman.